Go! Quick!
Whoa!
Jesus Christ.
I'm Henry. He sent me to search for a niter pit.
Of course I will.
Bonnie?
It's not the name. In our craft, it ain't a good idea. What should we call you?
Henry's.
Well, you know what? I'll come up. Did you?
Actually,
He's right there.
I've got some...
My word, that's exactly
What kind of...
the kind where Zenek finally gets some sense. Just so you know. While we're...
He did.
And
I'm curious to... I'm mostly curious to...
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes... So, if by some chance... But that's enough of that. I'd like to chat with you too. But if you're in a hurry to find...
No.
You know what? When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared. I had to hide out here for life in the lair isn't all fun and games. So I'm glad the millers finally found a normal hand for what... You've got a beautiful...
Mutt.
What a cute...
Among the wolves. That is... I lost him, and then...
Well, I'll be... I used to have a dog, but
He died.
he started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped it. But what's done it? And what about you?
No.
Oh, really?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with...
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and pay. When Crazel starts spouting off his owl. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
He seems awfully mystical.
It's his beard. Thanks for talking to me. But now, about that before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with them, it has to be scraped from the... I'm not going to lie to you. We also... Anyhow, now all the styes in the region are...
Barrel is quite a lot.
For the whole Trotsky... Unfortunately, Crazel said we need...
6 times.
I reckon so. There should be a... If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms.
Certainly. You take a damp wall, like in a sty, you let the water evaporate.
That's right. But, like I told you, all the sty walls in the region are scraped. Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is wrong. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than...
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies.
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it.
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a gold... a saltpeter mine.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Ah, the gravedigger Ignatius. I've already met him. He lives outside Troskovitz in the direction of Apollonia, right?
Aye, that's him.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so... I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskovitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, Henry.
I'd like to learn...
And what would...
alchemy.
Thanks.
Oh. Get out of here!
Quick!
Die!
Go!
Quick!
Whoa!
The Lord be with you.
Ignatius.
Of course. How many are there? Shall we grind the teeth up or...
None of that. Bonnie from Lower Semine sent me.
From Lower Semine?
A saltpeter pit.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
Yeah, something like that. At night you hear...
Well,
Not to worry. It's actually just a these white crystals form in it. And that's
you should have said you're looking for the pit I throw carcasses into. I'm going to go there and...
Really?
Not even a chicken scratches in the dirt without hope of reward, though. I have some collections from some Slatigo farmsteads, and I'd be a fool if I didn't use at least one day I can...
You want me to help you with your grave...
Why not? You look like a strong fella.
Oh, dragging carcasses around isn't exactly a respectable... But so be it. I'll help you with it.
Grave digging is a job like any other. Sooner or later, everyone... And if it wasn't for us knackers, folk would have to deal with...
Of course. I'm just a little worried about what people... I wouldn't like to lose the...
Don't worry about what people say. So what then? Shall we take it nice and early?
Well,
I head out nice and early at the crack of... Didn't you understand me, like I said?
I understand.
You have a kind master, eh? What? Greetings, sir. The dew is still on the lead. You don't need your horse. I'll stable him here in any case. Hop on the... Did I bring that stuff for Pfizer? Meat? Got it all. We've got a long journey ahead of us, so get yourself comfortable so your arse won't hurt. So, you say you're from Lower Samine, eh?
Well, not exactly. I'm not even from this region. I'm only doing some work for the miller.
I remember Crazel when he was still a wee lad. Even then he was a great big smart ass. When I buried his parents, he was traipsing somewhere through the world. Maybe you heard what they say about Lower Samine round these parts. Crazel don't sell short measure, not that. He looks out for his reputation, but his helpers have been seen often in the villages after dark, looking fishy. Or during the day, in the pillories. Don't that bunny of yours belong to that gang too?
Bonnie's an honest girl, and her friend Zinnek is too. Crazel only sent them to scrape saltpeter off the walls of the sties. So that's just what they've been doing. From what she told me, they had nothing else in mind.
Lower Samine's a thorn in the side for a lot of folk. Some on account of the competition. Some is just rubbed up the wrong way by that Crazel. Either way, all they need's the slightest excuse to grab their pitchforks. Go and grab the miller and shove his face right in his own millstone. Lazy bones. Whoa, boys, whoa! Come on, come on! Are you deaf? Oh, they're acting stubborn again. Now listen, Henry. Here on the left side, you'll see the ruins of a cottage that's been abandoned for a few years.
It looks mysterious. What treasures might be hidden there?
You'll soon see. I have a trap set inside the cottage. I wanted to lure a wolf into it, but that didn't work out. There's a deer rotting there unnecessarily. So hop in there and bring it to the wagon. Finally, at least we're not blocking the road too much.
Look what I have for you.
Oh, Jesus, what a stench. Better quickly throw it in a sack and take it back to the wagon.
lackeys. I've no idea what you're on about, fella.
Too stink.
This fella's with
Get over it!
Look, pathetic.
That's...
What's going on, Ignate?
Ah, I'm trying to explain to these fellas they should go to lower sub...
Two stinking pieces of shit was sneaking around our sties, some scruffy and dunger. You must be
I'm Henry, and those, names mean nothing to me.
Like I said, if it's rotten carrion they're after, they should have come to me. A passion for knacking is the only thing...
Is that so?
Take a good look at me. Do I look like a thief? Or more like a commonplace... At this rate, you could blame any old peasant who's grimy after a hard day's work.
I don't know. I don't reckon I...
Ask around about me and you'll find out everyone knows I. So enough talk and let's...
All right, we'll be going then. But if you happen to...
Of course.
You can
Glad to... Let's go. Maybe...
Not much left for us to do.
Hopefully, the next farm's just up ahead. Up. Don't worry. That was just a kind of little favour for me. Now we'll help the locals here in Jar with their carcasses.
So far, I've just carried sacks. I already did that for the miller.
Yesterday, the good wife from that farm came and told me both their pigs died. So we'll scoop them up and haul them off. I mean, you'll scoop them up and haul them to my cart. She says it was a curse. There was a flash of lightning, the pigs started trembling, squealing and puking, and then keeled over and dropped dead.
And then Satan himself appeared in the sky. Happens all the time.
It ain't my first day doing this job, so I could see right off them pigs had been poisoned. The good wife swore them pigs were happy as, well, pigs in shit. She said they even let them go to a nearby stream to have a wallow. It flows here through the forest on the right. Since we're here, you ought to go and take a look around there. Check how clear that spring really is.
All right, I'll see what's going on there.
And I'm going to enjoy having a helper. At least for one day. Maybe I'll roll around in the grass here with Snorter and Dragonfly. Lazy bones.
God bless.
God be with you. Good job.
I'd rather go back to sacks of flour. Those pigs came here to drink. Where to now? I can smell something upstream. Ignatius will leave without me if I run off from him.
Waste of good meat.
Oh, you fool.
Jesus! This is disgusting.
Pigs are heavier than deer, eh? What's next? Are we...
It really wasn't a curse. They're a rotting carcass. No wonder the pigs caught some...
Well, what do you... I'll give you a hand. It'd take you all night. You want to keep going or not?
I took care of the carcass.
Nice work.
Yeah, you'd eat that.
But nicely in the cold. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's keep going. Seeing as how you don't obey me, you're surely horsing around today. So far it ain't that bad, eh? You don't have to take down no hanged man or bury an unbaptized child.
Well, ever since I started working for the miller, all I did was carry sacks. The sack makers here in the region must live like kings. Of course it could be a lot worse.
I like having to carry sacks full of thistles. Now listen to me closely. You won't be carrying anything at the next farmstead. Instead, you'll have to make one carcass there. See, the work of a knacker ain't just about clearing away dead animals. Now and then you've got to put down some creature, so it don't suffer. Or, like today, to put it down so everyone around it don't have to suffer. In this case, we're talking about a dog.
I'm sorry, Ignatius, my friend. You can't expect me to do that.
In that case, as soon as we get where we're going, you can just get off the wagon and go and look for that pitch yourself. If you don't do what I tell you, you're useless to me. So I'll be useless to you too.
Maybe there's another way. I'll try to come up with something.
Ha! That cur belongs to the greengrocer, Vizar. I've heard they're both pretty fierce. Don't draw too much attention to yourself at the farmstead. I'll give you some Aesop potion to drink first, and some meat and bane. Soak the meat with the poison and throw it to the dog. He'll probably be locked in a pen somewhere. As soon as it's done, we'll disappear before anyone notices anything. I got paid well for it from the neighbors, so don't fuck it up for me. Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Sakra! The dog isn't here. The door's open. Where did he run off to?
Before someone catches us. Wait!
Bonnie?
What are you
First, tell me what you're...
He's no beast.
You mean steal him?
For him, I'll take care of it.
Bonnie, he's been paid to do it by the... It's the last thing I need...
It's not that when Xenic and I were here last, he doesn't give him food. He abused... You wouldn't kill a dumb creature.
Well, you don't have to... Ever since the gravedigger told me to do it, I've been trying to... If you want to take him, I won't...
You're a much better Christian. I'll take him to the lair.
Hurry off now.
Come on now, boy. You'll like it in the lair.
God bless. Oh, you much.
What's next? Are we going?
It's taken...
Taken care.
The dog is dead.
Dead, eh? And what are you so...
Well, I did it exactly how you told me.
Oh, aye.
I dipped the meat in poison. He ate it. And Pete...
So, it all went how it should. I use a real strong mixture so the creatures don't suffer too. He's done for, the beast. Let's go before...
So this is it. This is the pit.
Slowly, boy. Slowly. Have a bit of respect. Death always deserves respect.
I was expecting some huge hole, 3 piles of earth, and that's it.
3 huge, true. But then I found out when you pile up carcasses in smaller pits and throw some wet, and the better it rots, the more nitra you'll have.
I won't. The miller will probably send...
Well, they'd better not dig it all up. That'd disturb the natural balance, and soon they'll find out there's...
Well, I reckon I'm delaying the inevitable.
You're going to taste it?
It's the only way I can be certain it...
God's nails. Unless... Wait a moment. I've got a reward for you. Just so's you don't think old, take it as a thanks for your help.
Settle down in Troskowitz, build mounds of dead animals and eat... No thanks.
Here's something that'll definitely come in handy, either with me...
Thanks.
Taste it then. Get to it. This I have got to see. You didn't have to make such a feast of it.
Look at me. I'm a Lord's messenger to a taster of cadaver.
God bless you, sir.
I found the place where you just head out of Troskowitz towards Apollonia, only it's not a pit. It's the gravedigger Ignatius drove me...
And is it the real...
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, come on. You whine more than Zinnik. It's just commonplace. I was hoping if I sent 2 wagons, that should be enough.
What should I do?
That means I could mix a barrel and a half.
Crazel, focus.
Oh, sorry. What were you asking? It's right here.
Thanks. How's it going with the golem?
Well, the whole thing is really appealing to a scholar of my field of interest and important for you. Certain circumstances have emerged, which, unfortunately...
Wait, what do you mean?
Not for now.
What about all the niter?
I admitted to myself it's maybe too much to...
So, the search for saltpeter?
Not at all. The saltpeter will help the origin. Chaos!
God. Here we go again.
As alchemical scholars, we actually have only to penetrate the diaphanum and find out where it gets its disposition and power from. Only then will we understand the nature of the shadows.
Eh?
I'll explain it to you.
So what's the next task, Crazel?
There's a quiet whisper coming from the open gates of Trosk. Do you hear it too?
No.
Scribe Erzim received a chest from Prague.
Hermes
No, a book. From an author even more venerable than Hermes. It's thin with a sand-colored cover. You might say...
So you're...
Did I say anything of when the castle was still closed? I planned to get the book through the castle chamberlain. But now that you have access to Trotsky yourself... That's old news. He's a great lover of knowledge. I'm sure he'd be happy to indulge...
Let's hope so, and that I won't have to ride around
Just do your butt looking back at your 2 previous tasks. Go and see Arizum and ask him about the book. Then, best of luck, Henry.
I reckon I'll need it.
Good day to you.